Okay, so apparently I'm recording something for Dumb Money Media, and what I'm recording is me, Schizoid Angst, reacting to various articles that they sent me that I now have opened in my tabs. Now I'm going to start with this one. I haven't read any of them. Oop, they're gone now. There we go. I haven't read any of them yet. I saw a few of the titles, and I can already tell you it's going to be annoying. So they wanted me to record this and just read about these things and react to whatever I find relevant or interesting, and I guess not to the things that I don't. But I'm going to get myself annoyed fairly quickly while going through these. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the thing. Let's see. Why is this over here? Yeah, there we go. Camera's this way, so I should probably have this over here. Editing's a beautiful thing. Just remove all this. There we go. There we go. And this will be here, and that'll be that. Okay. First article. Elon Musk reportedly used millions of dollars in Tesla funds to secretly build himself a literal glass house, after famously saying he will own no house. Okay. I don't know. Is that something he said? That he doesn't want a house? Why? Because he's too busy for work? Let's see here. Wall Street. Project 42 by Tesla employees. This initiative has been shrouded in mystery over the past years. Project 42. Why does that sound like something? The Wall Street Journal sources Tesla's board launch investigations concern Musk might be using company funds to build his glass house. It sounds like satire, right? Because obviously I'm surprised it's not in here already, or that the title doesn't include throwing rocks in glass houses. But it's just kind of funny because that's exactly what's happening right here. I mean, it's written. This is an article written about a billionaire, and it's somebody. I don't know if they're criticizing him about building his whatever fucking weird house, and then saying like, "Haha, you said that you wouldn't have a house, and now you're building a glass house." But it's just, I doubt whoever wrote this is no less or more hypocritical in a variety of other ways. So it's kind of like a super meta version of throwing rocks in glass houses at glass houses from glass houses. I don't know. It's so weird. Stringent board requirements. Okay, so he's trying to build a fucking house, and it's made of glass or some super glass. It looks like, and it's called Project 42. I don't give a shit that Elon Musk is building a fucking glass house, and I don't know why this is news. The guy is one of the richest people on fucking Earth. He can do all kinds of weird, stupid shit. All kinds of rich people do all kinds of stupid shit all the time. It's not getting reported on. Is this like a gotcha on him or something? I don't fucking know. I'm moving on. Okay. NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet, originally published for 2.9 million, is worth less than $4 in today's market. Well, Jesus, who would have fucking thought that was going to happen, right? Well, I mean, I thought NFTs were a fucking horseshit idea to begin with. And every time I listened to videos trying to explain it, I understood what they were saying, but it still it didn't sound like anything was really going to occur the way they wanted it to. I mean, I could see how. I think this is one of those situations, kind of like the advent of a lot of the crypto stuff, is like people get really excited about a certain piece of technology, and then they think, oh, this is instantly a moneymaker, and they jump into it way too heavy. And then sometimes the best thing that actually come out of something like, say, non-fungible, or the best thing that came out of things like blockchain technology was not the initial outcry and excitement that people had and all the money that poured into it. But it's actually some of the pieces of innovation that are later implemented for a much better purpose or more practical purpose. Now, whatever this is, the most practical use of the NFT is probably not to make your digital art super, super special and then sell it on the internet. It was for a little while. That's why somebody suckered. Who was it? Who bought this? Sina Estavi. Crypto entrepreneur Sina Estavi. Yeah, somebody fucking suckered this guy out of $2.9 million for this. For this, this is what he paid for, a fucking message. Oh my god! Like this was this idea for a while that they thought, oh, I'm gonna buy a fucking piece of history or something. It's literally just a screenshot or like a clip. Like I can make one right now. I can like use my what do you call it? My fucking what's that shit called? You know what I'm talking about? The snipping tool. I can use the snipping tool right now and then snip this and then that's it. Like I understand the concept behind an NFT and what makes it unique and a original variation that's blah 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 blah, but it still requires people to give a shit about it, right? If even if it's like a fucking if a diamond, if nobody gave a shit about diamonds, a diamond would be fucking worthless, right? And so it's kind of like, oh yeah, this thing's a really obviously it wasn't worthless at one point because he paid $2.9 million for it. But then once people started realizing this is kind of stupid and this is kind of worthless and it doesn't affect my life and I don't really give a shit about it, of course the price is gonna drop. The fucking trend's over. It got boring. It, it's so fucking absurd. It's like people. It takes people like a few months to catch up to the fact that something's fucking stupid and not practical, not useful. How what happens if the grid goes down? How am I gonna sell this? I'm gonna sell this my fucking jack. What I'm gonna barter with it in the post-apocalyptic landscape? I'm gonna be like, hey, I got something for you. See all those resources you have there? I got something better. I got Jack Dorsey tweet. Fucking dumb, dude. All right, next. Twitter buzzes as Google employees boast six-figure salary for just 2-hour workdays. Oh, shut the fuck up with your ads and shit. You know. Okay, let me see here. In a fast-paced world of work, typical 8 to 9 hour shift can often feel mundane and exhausting. The relentless hustle culture compounds a feeling of weariness. That's just life. That's not even work. But what if there was a way to earn substantial six-figure salary while working for 2 hours a day? Yeah, that'd be cool if that was something. But let me see here. Had a big dinner with two Google employees that got off bragging competition about who worked fewer hours. The guy at 2 hours a day won 500K. Elon Musk, like others, was amazed by this revelation and could only express his astonishment with a simple "wow." Wow. That's it. That's the news article. Elon said "wow" to somebody tweeting something about having a meal with some guys that they supposedly did, and they said this thing, and they made a joke. That's the fucking. This is the news article. Dumb. Come on. These news articles are stupid. Okay. Like, what are my sources here? A tweet, and Elon reacting to a tweet. I thought it was gonna be like from an interview or stupid. Next. All right, let's see here. Higher military spending will save democracy, says New York Times. Days ago, I got a story in my New York Times email feed. This is a turning point in the military spending. The article celebrated the great willingness of NATO members, as well as countries like Japan, to spend more on military weaponry, which, according to the liberal New York Times, the liberals, the libs, will help to preserve democracy. Interestingly, even as NATO members have started to spend more, the Pentagon is still demanding yet higher budgets evaded by Congress. I thought if NATO spent more, the USA could finally spend less. Yeah, that's not going to happen. No matter Russia's invasion, blah, 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 yellow peril today, China, blah, blah, blah. Wow, the yellow peril. Wow, it's something. Let's see here. Means open-ended. Okay. Here's an extra from the. Okay, let me see. Admittedly, the additional money a country spend on defense is money they cannot spend on roads, child care, cancer research, refugee settlement, public parks, clean energy. Yeah. One reason Macron has insisted on raising France's retirement age, despite widespread protests, analysts believe is a need to leave more money for the military. But the situation in Europe, spending more on butter. Oh my god. Okay, this this is just more of what has been happening for like the last fucking 100 years. Um, yes, Europe could pull your own weight. Military spending in largest NATO economies. Estimated percentages of each country's GDP. Oh my! Look at all those tombs. What does this say? Look at all those cheap Spaniards. They have good stuff because of Captain America freeloaders. As the New York Times article says, NATO allies need to follow through this time on strengthening their militaries because strong militaries produce democracy. Oh wow, that's I don't know. A lot of strong militaries also produce autocracies, or it produces democracies in the guise or sorry, autocracies in the guise of democracy. There's a lot of that too to deter China. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that makes me laugh about stuff like this and growing militaries is like, it just sounds like a bunch of nations fighting to be the ones that cause the eventual dystopia. It's like, no, it's going to be my dystopia, not your dystopia future. We don't want the Chinese dystopia. We want the American dystopia, and then other people want the UN dystopia, and other people want, accelerationist meltdown dystopia. Everyone's just fighting for their own dystopias, and you need a good military to make sure your dystopia wins. All right, next. And now climate gang is coming for our thermostats. What? 2019, Canada Biden voters that have elected president. We're going to end fossil fuel. Yeah, I remember all that. Okay, so what is this? The Biden administration immediately canceled the Keystone Pipeline. Yes, I already know about that. Biden, political allies. Okay, get to the part. The Biden administration decarbonized campaign poses a grave threat to the nation's. Wait, the Biden's administration's decarbonization campaign poses a grave threat to the reliability of the nation's electric system. Electricity, unlike oil and gas and other forms of energy, cannot be stored in significant amounts. It must be produced by generators and supplied to customers. Electrical system operators can easily adjust the output of fossil fuel generators, nuclear generators to meet customer demand as that demand fluctuates throughout the day with electricity available to everyone at the flick of a switch. Each of us, okay. I'm trying to see the point of this article. To sell this normalization of power cuts, the companies have launched sophisticated media programs designed to convince customers that a flick of the switch power is an irresponsible indulgence that must be foregone. And demand flexibility must be embraced to save the planet from catastrophic climate change. Is this like talking about because I don't know what this article is trying to tell me because it's got a bunch of shit packed into it, but it does remind me of something regarding thermostats, and not the thermostats exclusively, like air conditioning, right? So I remember that the power, the local power company was essentially telling people that, hey, we'll give you what's it called? We'll give you like a small discount on your power bill if you make it so that we can control when your ACs turn on and off, or like or some shit like that, in which like they had like essentially some say on when you would have it on, when you would have it off, when you would not be using it, when you would be using it, and if you like signed up for that program, they would like shave off a few bucks, but it would essentially leave you in a position in which you have a lot less control over when or how long you have your air conditioning on, because it was an attempt to save California's power grid, which is all fucked anyway. So yeah, it reminds me of that, but that's all I really have to say. Okay, visualizing America's 20 trillion economy by state. Okay, the sum of its parts, every U.S. state plays an integral role in the country's overall economy. Texas, for example, generates an economic output that is comparable to South Korea's, and even a small geographical area like Washington, D.C. outputs over 129 billion a year. Visualization by visual capitalist Avery Koop and Joyce Ma uses 2022 data out of the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis to showcase each state district real gross domestic chain. Okay, let's look at it. I guess. How does the U.S. 20 country? Okay. I love that. DC has the highest personal income per capita. What a surprise. Let me see here. What a fucking surprise. All right, 2.9. That's my state. Damn, my state for the nope. Really? Yeah. Is it all Cali? Is it all the money's in Cali? I can't. I can never tell. Man, some of these states are broke bitches, huh? Like real. Who's the most broke bitch here? Oh, probably these ones right here that don't even have a number associated. It's so funny to say broke bitch when they have it's a $72 billion because California's sitting over here with 2.9 trillion. If California was a country, it would rank among the top 10 biggest GDPs worldwide. You would think the fucking streets are paved with gold, not shit. Let's see here. Texas economy is comparable to the size of large countries such as Russia and North Korea. Oh man, like it's just so funny to me, man. Like a lot of these other countries are actually producing resources of various use. I guess we're producing Silicon Valley bullshit and celebrities. Yeah. And those are worth more money than any amount of resources, right? Any amount of silver and gold and money and bullets and I mean not money, bullets and food and canned goods and like all that kind of shit that would probably end up being very very helpful if disaster struck. Good thing here in Cali, if disaster strikes, we'll have all the celebrities to eat. We'll have all the celebrities to eat and all the microchips to put in a bowl of fucking of coconut milk or something. Jesus Christ, that's pretty funny. This is funny. I didn't know the disparity was this fucking insane. I knew it was, but I mean I knew what, but I did. It kind of hits home seeing this shit. That's pretty fucking funny. All right, let's see here. What else we got? All right. Is this the next one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Here's how much the most followed Instagram accounts earn on posts. Oh man, I don't want to see this. In 2023, average ad prices on Instagram were estimated about 3.56 costs per click ahead of every platform except in the 2022 Instagram rich. I know that if I started looking at these fucking Instagram accounts, I would just mostly be like, why the fuck are people clicking on this shit and reading it all day? Like Kylie Jenner, Cristiano, Lil Messi, Selena Gomez, The Rock. Really, The Rock? He's just man. No wonder that guy's just gonna be perma rich. Ariana Grande, Beyonce. It's just celebrity. It's just so boring. People are so fucking boring, dude. None of these are like none of the ones I'm looking at here are fucking like unless there are some, they're just not listing them because all these accounts are just celebrity accounts. I don't. This guy's making $2 million fucking dollars per Instagram post. Per post? No, that can't be fucking right. That doesn't make sense. That's how much ad revenue it makes Instagram? I don't think they get that money. Hold on. Number of followers, levels of engagement, influence category, audience makeup, influence, cost of the most followed, costs of the most followed, earnings per post. Who's getting these earnings? Kylie Jenner, the world's youngest self-made millionaire, according to Forbes, was second with earnings of 1.8 million per sponsored post on Instagram. Oh my god. Jenner, a member of the Kardashians Jenner family with 5 top 20 most followed Instagrams now, is also the youngest person among this group. But the most commonly followed celebrities in the top 20 were musicians, household names are okay. What the fuck? Hold on. Though almost all of the most followed accounts were estimated cost. Katy Perry. Perry was estimated to better utilize Instagram's reach and earn more total in 17-19, despite tens of millions. Earnings per follower. Oh my god. That's abominable. I don't want to believe this is true. That's fucking abominable. It makes me want to vomit in my fucking mouth. This can't be real. There's no way. No, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. There's no way somebody's making $2 million or even per post. They just take a picture of their fucking asshole and then they just post it. I blame this on all of us. I blame this all on humankind. That it's come to this. It's not even anything productive or interesting that's being followed. Like maybe it's an account that's producing some like really intricate, interesting art or a piece of media like great worth or something. Maybe a science channel about like I don't know something that's gonna fucking upend our understanding of fucking reality or something. Oh, okay, maybe something like that. But it's just a pile of celebrities. I never understood the fucking fascination with them, and I never fucking will. It's so fucking boring. They're so fucking boring. Is it just people just wishing they could live this life and just being fucking pathetic and wanting to just stare all day at these people and have fucking maladaptive daydreams about how wonderful it would be to be rich and loved and cared for by so many? Jesus fucking Christ. Next. Summer of strike. 650,000 American workers threaten to walk off job. Okay. I know about all the celebrities are fucking walking off their jobs and everyone's all proud and shit of them. Okay, no, yeah, real brave. Anyway, let's see here. So, it just yeah, because like with the was it the actor strike? Like it's just I get like how a lot of these smaller actors that don't have the big parts that play small parts or like are just kind of like like the random guy that's the thief on the latest episode of Law and Order, whatever, fucking SVU times 20. Um, like I get why those people would be pretty pissed because a lot of those people get absolutely fucked. But it's just funny to think about like in solidarity. There's like these fucking people that are making millions, if not billions. Apparently, an actor like The Rock is fucking making all his money off fucking Instagram posts. Not to mention anything else he does. So it's just funny to think that like they'll like, oh, I'm gonna take a vacation in solidarity. I'm not gonna make as many millions of dollars this year because I'm gonna be in solidarity with all you fucking struggling artists and actors that are like living paycheck to paycheck. I'm gonna stand in solidarity with you. I wonder how much money they're actually giving any of these people that are currently like bordering on homeless because of stuff like those kind of strikes because they decided or they decided, well, yeah, I'm gonna fight for my they're actually actively trying to fight for something that might be worthwhile. Like I wonder how much money they're trickling down to all these protesters, all these strikers that aren't rich. Are they like supporting them? Are they paying for their meals and helping them pay for their rent that they can't make that month because they're not doing their acting gigs and because they don't want to get fucked over. I wonder how many of these like very rich celebrities are trickling down that money to those people, or is it just another situation of performative fucking performative? I don't want to say virtue, but performative support or whatever of people. It's kind of like it's the equivalent of corporations putting ribbons of random shit on their fucking products and then making an ad about how they support fucking colon cancer awareness. prostate cancer awareness. Okay, I got derailed. Okay, so people are wanting to walk off the job. Why? Number of workers on strike could easily eclipse in years. Okay. Teamsters and the auto workers are threatening to join the picket line. Okay. Man, I wonder. I wonder if they're gonna bring back what did they call those, union busters, or the fucking oh man, I can't remember the name. They used to like basically show up. They pay, like the companies would pay these dudes to show up, and and the cops would show up, and they start busting knees and shit because these people were fucking not working or not refusing to go to work. Not union. It's not union busting. It was another fucking word. I can't think of it right now, but it was a word for people that got paid and they would show up. And I remember. I think there was even a clip on The Simpsons where Grandpa was one of those, and there was an episode where I think the Springfield nuclear people were striking and some shit like that. I can't remember what the fuck it's strike busters. I don't know. Whatever. Google tests AI tool to help journalists write news articles. No, like I just find it funny because eventually it's just gonna write the news articles. Yes, the AI is gonna help them, and then eventually the journalists are gonna help the AI write news articles, and then eventually there's not gonna be the journalists are AI tools. Um, oh my god, that's so funny. What is it? Details. They could probably like. I mean, it's going to get to the point where the AI is probably going to be able to not necessarily report or gather information on the internet and write articles a lot better, a lot faster, which is probably something that eventually it'll be able to do. But it'll also be more efficient at being absolutely shit propaganda and manipulative because it'll understand all like these years and years of journalistic manipulation is going to be converted into like a fucking algorithm that's going to allow the AI to not just create entertaining posts and articles and news, but it's also going to be the type of entertainment that's going to convince people of things that whatever the corpos that are fucking getting these prompts written end up wanting. So, and they're going to be really fucking good at it. They're going to be better at it than most humans. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to live in an age of AI produced media propaganda. That's gonna be the shit. Oh man, mental health roundups. The next phase of government's war on thought crimes. Okay, get out of here. What? I'm not fucking doing 1984. Fuck, get the fuck over it. Like it's just like it's a decent book, but like Jesus, like get some. It's not the only goddamn book about dystopias and a government control and watching. It's not the only piece of media. Every time, 1984, 1984, 19. It's just like 1984. It's just like me, for real, for real. Fuck. All right, let's see here. Communities hospitalized firmly believes cultural ideas, while programs are ostensibly aimed at getting homeless off the street, when combined with advances in mass surveillance technology, artificial intelligence power programs that can track people in biometrics behavior, mental health sensor. It's so funny. Like I read these articles and it's like, yeah, people like all the crazies from like the late '90s and like the beginnings of 2000s have been saying all the shit was coming, and now that it's here, they're like, oh my god, it's literally 1984. I'm like, all the schizos like me have been fucking talking about this stuff for a very very long time. So I just find it really amusing. I had always been kind of resigned to believe that humanity was unlikely to ever deter any of this from occurring. So it's just going to keep on trucking along. Let's see, make no mistakes, there are building blocks for an American gulag no less sinister than that of gulags of Cold War Soviet area. Okay, it's not quite there, but it's going to have a prettier front than the Soviet Union had. Let's see here. Oh God! Imagine a Soviet Union with this level of technology. Jesus, like at their prime, that'd be an interesting world. It'd be literally 1984, right? Totalitarian regimes such as the Soviet Union also declared dissidents mentally ill. Yep, that's pretty normal. That's actually a topic I want to talk about sometime on my own work. By the way, if you haven't seen it, Schizoid Angst on YouTube and on Twitch. But in any case, yeah, political prisoners being deemed insane and then put in psychiatric hospitals for essentially what would be the equivalent of thought crimes is definitely something that happened in a lot of autocratic, sort of authoritarian states. But what's interesting is it can happen in a easily just as much happen in a democratic or republic, country because all you have to do is have the right convincing machines operating to tell people that think like this, people that say things like this, are mentally unsound, need help. We empathize for their lack of mental health. We need to help them from themselves. Type talking, type preaching, and you'll get that a lot. And so eventually it'll be warrantless seizures, surveillance, okay, isolation. Yeah, it's just funny because like eventually, yeah, any state that decides, they'll use terms like safety and supervision and anti-terrorism and a variety of other things in order to keep implementing measures that make it less and less likely that you're going to get any privacy. And it's not just the state; it's the corporations, which well, tomato, tomato, I guess. All right, moving on. Does Made in America still matter to consumers? Does it? I mean, people like locally grown more than Made in America. Let me see here. Do you hold favorable views Made in America products? Additionally, do you hold favorable views Made in China products? Okay. 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 That's interesting. So young people just don't give a shit. And that makes perfect sense, actually. Yep, baby boomers. Yeah, yeah. They still believed in this idea of national created, and it just kind of progressively became not the case. I think it's mostly. I don't know that it's any kind of like, oh look, like Chinese propaganda is taking control of young people's minds. No, I think it's just the nihilism. I think it's just the belief, and honestly, I can't blame them. The belief that they're absolutely fucked in a variety of ways, and they're willing to grasp at whatever is producing the best thing that's going to let them continue distracting themselves or survive. And at this point, something like being loyal to national production, in home national production, and things like that. It's not really it's not really as what's the word important a factor. Even nationalism is just kind of going out the fucking window, and being nationalist within any country for any reason is also kind of becoming faux pas with the generations that keep going. I don't give a shit because I don't give a shit about nation stuff. Like I'm just interested in humans and how they progress and devolve and evolve. So I could give two shits. Nations collapse, nations go up, nations go down. Everything turns to dust, and then everything that dust turns into everything else. All right. So yeah, but it's still really funny to see this. It's so interesting. According to this, Democrats like Made in America more, or just as much as Republicans. That's so interesting. I mean, it makes sense because people that consider themselves politically aligned at this point probably still believe in the power and beauty of the nation. I'm not even just talking about America, I'm just talking about the nation. So people with political affiliations are probably the case, but people that a lot of Gen Zers don't have fucking political affiliations, right? They're just like fuck all this, and because of that, they say fuck nations too. Um, and so that's why they start leaning into was it the global economy, the global citizen kind of stuff, which has its own fucking problems, right? So uh, that's something to think about. I think often is that the national identity has become essentially worthless over time, not just because it's obviously just some fucking constructed bullshit, but because the constructed bullshit is garbage. It's a garbage heap. When you construct something, an idea and a concept, if you're producing outcomes that are beneficial to the humans that inhabit it, they're going to keep backing it up. But when those ideas and concepts are producing little to nothing except for words and emptiness, yeah, it's probably gonna it's probably just gonna stop making a fucking difference and stop fucking mattering real quick. And I think to the Gen Zers, things like that, it's exactly what's happening. They just don't give a shit about uh, individual national pride because it doesn't make sense to. Well, what does it gain them? It gains them nothing. Delusion and gaslighting. That's what it gains them. Next, threads. Implosion worsens as user engagement drops 70%. Okay. Hold on. What am I looking at? Overactive after 13 million. A drop from 70%. What, Facebook? Who gives a shit about Facebook? Really? We're talking about Facebook? All the people that use Facebook actively are slowly dying because it's just gonna like Gen Zers are not fucking using Facebook. They don't give a shit about that. Millennials barely give a shit about it, and then that's it. It's just a bunch of fucking old people, and it's mostly fucking old people and people that maybe run some groups on there, and they like it for the groups, but uh, or mostly Facebook people just use it to keep in touch with their family members, like more than anything. And then it's just so fucking inundated with fucking bots. It's ridiculous. I made a Facebook account just for my own channel and stuff, and I constantly just get DMs and fucking friend requests, like piles and piles of friend requests. I don't even look at my friend requests anymore. I can't differentiate between like actual people that follow me for my content and fucking bots, because the bots have gotten pretty fucking good at like targeting the right kind of people. So I'll see pictures of people and go, "Oh, that looks like somebody that would be interested in my stuff," and then I go, "Wait, this is just a fucking bot." And after doing that a few times, I'm like, "Well, this fucking sucks," because now if I get a friend request or a follow from somebody that actually gives a shit about what I do, I can't tell. If they send me a friend request and they had something interesting to say that I would like to listen, I wouldn't know that it's not a fucking bot, because they all have like timelines and pictures posted, and like sometimes they have like posts dating back to like the beginning of the year, like with a bunch of fucking, which is probably just a replication of somebody else's actual Facebook account. That's what's fucking creepy, right? But it's just more hilarious shit. More hilarious shit. Thread, active users. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if fucking Facebook disappears? Who gives a shit about fucking this silly fucking robot man? Who cares? He's just a meme. Everything's slowly becoming just a fucking meme. You're gonna live in the meme dystopia. Lab grown artificial meat may actually be worse for the environment. Oh wow. That's not surprising. There's a lot of things that people think are going to save the environment that, if you dig into it, actually does quite the opposite. Kind of like when it reminds me of when they had the paper straws, and then people started discovering, oh wait, this is a stupid shit idea, and it's actually causing more harm than good, and it sucks. Paper straws fucking suck. It makes your soda taste like shit, especially if it gets soggy. Fake meat may actually require more energy than organic meat. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So then they have to decide. Like, imagine the studies they're going to have to produce, like to try to even determine any of this. Oh man, it costs too much energy to make all this fake meat. It's like, okay, so are we taking into account a combination of other factors, like everything that has to do with the cattle industry that can have an impact on the environment, if you want to argue that, every factor, all the amount of resources it's used, not just energy, right? The amount of actual, let's see, if companies are having to purify growth media to pharmaceutical levels, it uses more resources, which then increases global warming profile. It's just so. It's just so confusing. What is? I wonder how the people that are climate change focused, as well as people that are like vegan, feel. Like, I wonder what their thought on it is. It's like, if they're like, oh, organic, I mean, grown meat is good. It saves animals. Oh, yeah, but it's bad for the environment. So it's bad to save animals? Like, that's just the amount of like dissonance and confusion these types of pieces of information cause many people. That's why I just laugh instead, because it's just going to keep on trucking. And I don't laugh in a happy way. It's not haha. It's a different kind of laugh. All right. Lawmaker questions top official over proposed gas stove ban. Top Biden administration official by the Department of Energy proposed regulatory crackdown on gas stoves while encouraging the adoption of electric counterparts. What the fuck? This is what drives me crazy. Let's get rid of gas stoves. Oil bad, and then but the grid. But let's make the stoves electric. But the grid. We're gonna put switches on your stove to make sure it turns on at the right times, at the right hours. Your stove will be available and active from midnight to 5 a.m. and then off for the rest of the day. So you better wake up real early to make all your food and prep it and put it in your fridge, which you can then use your microwaves to heat up, thus eating more electricity. It's just stupid. Oh man, it reminds me of this meme I saw not that long ago. It said when humans with the ability to use nuclear power, like aliens are watching us have the capability of having nuclear power, and then still seeing us use turbine fucking windmills for energy. Like the aliens would just look at that, and I think the line said that that's the ghettoest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like these fucking humans. They got fission, and they have the ability to use various forms of nuclear power. And what are they gonna do? They're gonna fucking put windmill turbines and fucking make people use get rid of gas stoves and use fucking electric stoves, which absolutely suck ass. They absolutely suck ass. They're slow. They can fucking take a shit, and then it's not. It's just there's just so many more components in an electrical stove that can go wrong than in a gas stove. Like, I mean, I think it's funny thinking about like everyone being switched over to electric stoves, and then like the fucking grid goes down, and then now what? Now you can't even cook your fucking food, and you're gonna have to fucking grab some. You're gonna have to chop that tree down in your backyard, build a fire, fucking cook over that shit because you don't have any more gas stoves. So fucking funny, man. Because I mean, part of the reason gas stoves are handy is because if the fucking power goes out, you could still cook food. The power goes out and all your shit's electric, you're gonna have a tough time cooking food unless you prepped for that. Unless you have your little propane tank. Unless you got a grill out there with like a few propane tanks and shit. Then you're gonna have a tough time making those eggs for breakfast. It's fucking whatever, stupid. All right, I warned you guys in 1984, and you didn't listen. Director James Cameron highlights fears of AI takeover. Oh my god, I got a picture of Arnie over here, the governor. I warned you guys, 1984. Oh my god, what does he say?
I warned you guys in 1984. You didn't listen. Sure. Look, I mean, you got to follow the money. Who's building these things, right? They're either building it to dominate market share. So what are you teaching?
I think the weaponization of AI is the biggest danger. How quaint, how fucking quaint. I think that we will get into the equivalent of nuclear arms race with AI, and if we don't build it, the other guys are sure going to build it, and so it'll escalate. You could imagine an AI in a combat theater. The whole thing just being fought by the computers at a human speeds can no longer intercede, and you have no ability to de-escalate. That sounds pretty awesome, right? It sounds like it'd be a really cool ass looking war. You'll have like corpos having like full on fucking war theaters with just bots and shit. and then they'll put that shit on your HBO. Oh no, sorry, Max. It's not HBO Max. It's just Max now on your Max streams or your Netflix streams. It's gonna be like the latest in the reality television. They're gonna just what's it called? Section off an entire portion of the Earth for just robots to nuke the living shit out of each other and battle endlessly. That's gonna be cool. I watch that. Fuck it. Oh my god. Until they eventually turn on us, I guess, which is well deserved. Well deserved. The rise of totalitarianism, banks denying service based on political views. The rise of totalitarianism, as if we don't already fucking live in various forms of it. Oh man, history doesn't repeat itself. At least not. It doesn't resort to thugs in the street. Midnight knocks on the door. It's somewhat more subtle than that. Yeah, subtle if you. It's subtle if you're fucking blind, I guess, to any of this shit. Sure, but nonetheless ruthless and dangerous for all its subtlety. It's about as subtle as a fucking landmine. All right, let me see here. Documents for purely political reasons. Mr. Raj himself. He's all right. I get it. Banks denying service. They've been doing this stuff for a while now, though. Like, and it isn't. But the only difference is that they can openly do it, or the new excuse is a political view because it becomes socially acceptable to make people responsible for their views or whatever. But they've been picking and choosing who they fuck with and who gets money and who doesn't for the longest time. So who plays ball and who doesn't play ball. It's as simple as that. You don't play ball, they'll fuck you. They'll find ways to legally fuck you, and they've been doing that for a very long time. So it's all just fucking back channel communications and all kinds of fucking behind the scenes fucking money clasping and grasping and what is it called, greasing palms and shit like that. Familial fucking internal like bubbles of families and hierarchy. It's like fucking, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's the same dumb shit humans have been doing for like countless millennia at this point. We just have AI. We just have AI to help them. Fucking hilarious, man. By the way, that's the future, guys. Go. I'm done for. I'm too old and stupid. But if you're a little bit younger, go learn to prompt. Go prompt. Take all your prompting classes. Make sure you fucking a lot of types of even. That's what's so interesting. Like that's something that pops into my brain. It's kind of funny because like for a while, when you had the growth of Silicon Valley and everything in the 2000s and up, and the dot-com bubbles and the fucking everyone kept saying, oh, everyone has to be a coder in the future. Everyone's gonna be a coder. That's gonna be, and it's just so fucking funny to think that like all those people that were saying that kind of shit, now they're becoming obsolete. Like even the ones that decided, oh, I'm dedicating my life to coding, like a bunch of that stuff is becoming obsolete so fast because like they were making fun of the boomers that were still like wanting to use their have a house telephone, right? Cell phones are the future, digital is the future, computers are the future. It's like, yeah, what future? Like what, a few decades, and then now it's new future. Every couple decades is new future taking over the now archaic 20 years ago, the now archaic decade. That was like a decade ago. That's ancient technology. Oh man, everything becomes anachronistic the moment it's creative. I love it. It's fucking hilarious. All right, last thing. Millennials and Gen Zs can't afford to buy a home no matter how much they save. So why not embrace nihilism and buy Taylor Swift tickets? So here, Spain went to the polls over the weekend following a decision by Prime Minister to seek a renewed mandate after poor municipal elections resulted in May. The okay, I'm just going to read through this really quick. Speaking of nothing, the Wall Street Journal this morning carries two stories that give insight into the challenge. The U.S. box office in its fourth. Oh my God. Barbenheimer. Oh, it's just so fucking funny. Vertigo of Barbie and Oppenheimer films has propelled the U.S. box office in the 4th best weekend on record. Taylor Swift continues to confound attempts at monetary tightening. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, this is what happens, right? This isn't anything new. When everything goes to shit, people want to be distracted because they don't want to think about what's happening, and they also don't want to have to do anything about it. They're just hoping the people that are willing to do something about it will, and they'll yell and scream that they want things done, but they don't do anything themselves. And then they'll still spend a bunch of money on distractions. Like it's so funny. Like, things are going downhill. What do most humans do? They don't use that any of the income to try to like make sure that, you know, a lot of their resources, things that are available to them are available. They're not living minimalistic lives. No. They're just because a lot of them, I think, they don't really come to terms with it. But a lot of them probably just resign to whatever inevitable, absolute shit future lies in store for some of us. So, and honestly, I can't entirely blame them for going to buy Taylor Swift tickets and instead of, like, say, I don't know, stocking up on powdered milk. That's just so funny, man. All right, well, cool. I'm officially depressed. Thank you, Dumb Money Media, for making me go through that stupid bullshit. And thank you for those that are watching this dumb, stupid bullshit that I'm on for some godforsaken reason. All right. And I'm done.
Now that's the kind of shit I like to see. It is time to announce the life-giving heroes of SDC. GG Bullion and hashtag drainthemint is stupid are the 2 Patreon supporters of SDC. Truly the sexiest people alive. Remember, if you want to support SDC's efforts, join our Patreon and you too will join these chats. Until next time, suck my butt. Poo-poo, pee-pee, fart machine.